Hello, I'm Lucy from Colouring in the Midst of Madness, and today I'm bringing you my review of this, the new book by Kerby Rosanes, Worlds Within Worlds. Now this is the 7th book by Kerby. It's the 6th book of new images because Colour Morphia was a compilation book. And this isn't part of the Morphia series, however it is drawn in a fairly similar style, but without the sort of swirls and alien doodle creatures that we had in the earliest Morphia books. Now this book publishes tomorrow in the UK, the 6th of February, and it's absolutely beautiful. So it's square, I think it's about 25 centimetres, so it's the same size as all of his other titles, and it's got really wide-ranging content. There is a search and find aspect, so this little key, well, a really teeny tiny version of it, is hidden on each page with a small image of something that sort of unlocks the next page. So I'll try and point some of these out to you so that you understand what I mean. And then all of the answers are at the back of the book. So the book is printed double-sided, as you can see. There's a good mix of double page spreads, single images, paired images, and as you can see it's just really inventive. I absolutely love this book. I always love new books by illustrators and they usually become my favourite very quickly, but I think part of that's just the novelty, but this genuinely is my favourite book of Kerby's because it's just incredible, like the inventiveness of these images and like this dragon becoming sort of part of a flooded city. It's just amazing, and there is so much in each image. So in terms of mental health, I think this book is absolutely fantastic. Each image is so absorbing. There's actually quite a good range of sort of detail level. So obviously Kerby's work is extremely detailed, but like this image is somewhat pared down compared to some of the others. Whereas again, this one is quite a lot more detailed. So there's a lot more on the page for you to colour sort of individually. But equally you can colour over details. So you don't have to colour sort of within each line in order to make the page look amazing. So as you can see, like there is just so much in each page. So like this is little hut jellyfish, and it's just so creative. I honestly have no idea what goes on in his head, but it must be a wonderful place to live, because these are just so incredible, and I just never have thought of drawing this, but like here you've got the humps of this camel, or it might be a dromedary. I can never remember the difference between camels and dromedaries. I think it's a camel. And the humps there are volcanoes. It's just amazing. So the paper is bright white and it's medium thickness. So it's got sort of a medium tooth, so you don't have to work at it for hours and hours to get a good colour. But equally you can blend and shade and layer and all of that. You will need to be a bit careful with wet media, but that's always the case in double-sided books, and as ever just test in an inconspicuous area. So this is the page that I have coloured, and I've done this with Prismacolor Premier pencils, and actually the little bits that I've left out from colouring, well, the girl I just haven't coloured yet, but this little echidna is one of the symbols that I was talking about at the beginning for the search and find aspect, because the next page is this giant echidna with all of these cactuses. So yeah, I've been able to get a good blend on the paper. It was really nice to work on. So, and I'm really pleased with that image, and oddly, whenever I flick through books the first time and then subsequent times, I'm always looking for what image I'm going to colour for my review. And I almost never colour the first image that I pick. I always end up changing my mind. And actually this was the first one on the first flick through that I found that I have actually then gone and coloured. because I just loved the image so much, and I had a really clear idea of what I wanted to do with it, and I'm actually really pleased with it. So much as I'm very rusty with my colouring at the moment, having not done any for ages because of moving house, it was really nice to get back into it, but my goodness does my hand ache. I didn't realise how many muscles you sort of build up while colouring. But yeah, as you can see, so some of the images are of subjects that Kerby has drawn before, so I'm almost certain that he has drawn nautiluses before, but they're all done in a completely different way. So much as some of the subjects are the same, the content is really, really different. And like later on there are some stags and some fish, and he's definitely drawn those before. But as I say, they're not repeat images. But they're just amazing, and often when I look through books, I don't sort of have colour schemes come to mind immediately, but actually with this, I had so many ideas of colour schemes sort of just coming to me as I was looking through, and it really does kind of bring the pages to life in your head. But as you can see, there really is something for everyone in this book, because you've got wildlife, you've got buildings, you've got machinery. It's just absolutely amazing. I just love it. I can't stop looking through this book. It's definitely my favourite. So here are the fish I was talking about, but as I say, like they're done very differently, because here they're sort of morphing into surfing waves. And I can't remember what they were like in, I think they were in Animorphia, or possibly Imagimorphia, and I can't remember what they morphed into. I think probably just sort of the doodles that Kerby was very heavily drawing at the time. But like here you've got sort of rabbit warrens, but it's actually someone's house. So you've got her sat at her dining table and in the bath. It's just incredible. I just love this. So as you can probably tell, I highly recommend this book. I know it's been hotly anticipated because we found out about it months and months ago, so we've had a really, really long wait. But it's so worth it. It's just amazing. So I think it publishes next month in the US, and that's by Plume Books. This is published by LOM Art, which is a sort of subset of Michael O'Mara Books. So here are the stags I was talking about. And it's really high production quality as ever, and it does look beautiful on the shelf with all of the other titles. So it's a really nice match with those. But yeah, I can't wait for everyone to get their copies so that I can see how everyone's going to colour these, because people are so inventive and imaginative with how they colour Kerby's images. And you really, really don't need to do them realistically. Like, you could absolutely do like blue flamingos and pink leaves and all sorts, because they're such sort of unusual images that they really don't need to be realistic, but equally they look just as good coloured in a realistic way, so you really can go to town with these. Here we've got like galaxy pterodactyls. It's just amazing. So yeah, I'm really hoping that this is going to become another new series, because I absolutely love the way the title has been kind of used for inspiration. And it really does what it says on the tin, like seeing the worlds within worlds, so shops in shoes and things. It's just amazing. And then at the back we've got the thumbnail, well, larger than thumbnail, images where you can see all of the different clues and find the answers to those. So yeah, it's over 80 images. I think I counted that it was 83. So you're getting lots and lots of colouring. And yeah, it's amazing. I love it. And I'm sure that loads of you will be wanting a copy immediately. So do let me know in the comments what you think of the book, what images you like, etc. If you've got any questions, do ask me there. My written review is linked in the description. Please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching.